There's a mouse hiding between the door and the wall. He was trying to sneak in the shop this morning. Caught him. Crazy thing. So the first thing that I need to do this morning is to get everything sorted for concrete. It'll be here early in the morning, and I won't have time to deal with any of this stuff the day of. So I need to get everything sorted, all my loose ends tied up. I need to get a good path out in the driveway for the concrete trucks, and the guys have to have room to work, right? So I got to move everything that I can out of the way and just get all the loose ends tied up. You know, that way we're ready when it all begins. I'm excited. So the first thing that I done to this skill saw when I got it, a lot of you guys will remember I bought it for this project, is add the extra length of cord onto it. I believe I added 50 foot, which is awesome because I think they come with a 10-foot cord, and that's just not long enough, right? If you use this, you're going to have to grab an extension cord with it every time, almost. So adding that extra cord, man, I don't regret that at all. It was worth every penny that a little bit of cord cost. So check out this shop sign that was hand delivered to me by a viewer of the channel, Tommy Phelp. He made this in his home shop. He's got a little CNC, and he done this in red oak. It turned out amazing, and I believe he said he's retired from the banking industry and just likes to do this kind of stuff in his spare time. I'm just amazed at the detail that he was able to get in this piece of wood with that CNC machine. It looks as good as one could, I think. Nice logo on the back. He signed it, hook, so I can hang it up. So check that out. Man, that is beautiful work, and can't wait to hang that up in here. Let me get you a little closer shot of the detail in this thing. That's surprising to me. So I know you probably can't see the depth, but that's probably 1/8 of an inch on the body, beard, and hair. Really nice. The detail come out just as good as you could expect. Look at that. So that should work.
Now, what I've seen temperature wise, we should be fine. I expect it to go decent time, you know, maybe even with the heater in here around dark. He's bringing kind of the smaller, medium one. The other one would just been too much. It's good to have a big one in here, shut the door, you couldn't.
Burn it out.
Yeah.
Probably best for it to cure as natural as possible, I guess.
Yeah, you just, yeah, if you can get it 60 in here, yeah.
Yeah.
And then actually just turn it on after you hit it, because you need to hit it, wait an hour, hit it again. When you use the heater, you wait 40 minutes and hit it again, you know. Run it for a half hour and turn it off. Another half hour, turn it off when you need to work.
Yeah, I bought a cheap one, and I tell you, they're good. Definitely a handy tool. I started to get one of these, but then
I
forget.
got this one because of the case a couple of years ago, to tell you the truth, so I don't have to have my legs separate and,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
the
stick
one
all
I've
that
got
fits in there together.
in the case as well. It's
Mhm.
just it's a Bosch.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably not
But,
industrial.
you know, the bigger ones, like the 550 and stuff, they come in a case like this, just a laser and
Yeah.
receiver in there. And
Not
then
all together,
your
right.
sticking's floating around in your truck,
Yeah.
and your legs are floating around, getting tore up into the back of the truck, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. The case is handy
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, mine's self-leveling as well.
Mhm.
That's handy.
Yeah.
That way, you know, they're right. You don't have to mess with them.
Nice to see the sunshine in it, it's been so gloomy.
It has. It's
Yeah,
been.
and there's a crack here, that may be right at level. This one here,
Yeah.
that's probably a little bit too.
Yeah, it's been gloomy all day, actually.
Yeah, that's just one side of the crack, the other, that's just about a 16th there. But this floor should be from here to there about a half, if it's consistent like it has been, about a half lower right there, and it's 7/8.
Yeah,
See?
yeah, it's falling. It's falling.
But I'm not sure I would take it all off, you know what I mean?
Because of this hillside, right? This building doesn't have a footer. It's a slab. It's a block building built on a slab, and this is all fill dirt, right? They dozed this hillside off and pushed all this dirt over, and then they poured a slab on it. It was unstable.
Oh, yeah.
Then block building with no footer and no rebar.
Oh, yeah, man.
It sunk, and I ended up doing a ton of work on this.
Not sure we'll go over this side.
This is the first time I ever laid block.
You did a good damn job. Especially if you tell me you tore it down and cleaned it and put it back up.
I did.
That's a lot of work right there itself, dog.
Well, I didn't have any money. You know
Oh,
what
I
I mean?
understand, man, yeah.
It's, yeah,
Looks great though, man.
yeah, blocks at what, $1 something a piece probably.
Heck yeah, man.
Got the GoPro
Gotta
ready
do
to
what you
go.
gotta do, man. It's beautiful.
Turned out really good. I decided to go back wood because it's quicker and easier and lighter on this wall.
Yeah, he's gonna.
It's 2 to 6 studded
Where he does,
on 16 centers.
Last
machines and stuff, he works, he fixes them all.
I hope so. That's the idea. It's on, this building's just in a bad spot.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger equipment, bigger steel cutting stuff and different things, fabricated.
So here's my contractors. We have the leader of the pack, James or Jimmy. We have Daniel, and then we have Derek. These guys have been working together for a very long time, and it was a pleasure to work with them. They were extremely helpful. They answered every question that I had, just really quick and easy. I'm glad that I chose these guys. I'll show you their information, contact information coming up here soon.
Is that the one you wanna use for that one?
Yeah, both these boards are nice.
So from the first email till these guys loaded their tools up and left, there was not one thing that they did that I wasn't satisfied with. And I paid just like anybody else would for this project. There was no sweetheart deal. So if you're in Kentucky and you've got a project that needs done, give these guys a call. You know, let them tell you if it's too far for them to drive or not. But chances are, next concrete work that I do, it'll be these guys that are doing it. Yeah, this wall was not poured, it was not core filled, so it was just blocks, right? Blocks in order. And it was bowed like a belly, because the roof was holding it. It was attached to the sill plate up there, bolted, anchored, but just in a few spots. And where it had fell down here and the roof had held it in at the top, it was bowed out and just about ready to fall. So I had to drill through the wall and attach come-alongs with big plates of steel on the other side to hold it.
Yeah.
And then I started taking it down from the top and moving my come-alongs down. The come-alongs were concrete anchored to the old pad that was in here.
Yeah.
It's the only way I could get it down without it falling and
Right.
potentially taking in the roof.
The whole roof
Yeah.
with it.
So it was quite the job.
Oh, I guarantee it.
I'm only getting about a quarter lower there than I am all that middle, you know? We'll see if this comes back with me.
Yeah, that should all go up some. It's a heck of a piece of equipment there.
Oh, yeah, that's a bat saver right there.
Yeah, I can
That
imagine.
hydraulic dope on it.
Much better than a wheelbarrow.
Oh, yeah.
So my contractor just left. It's the night before we're going to pour this. I'm excited to get this floor in here and get this behind me. Now, it was really good of them to show up the day before, right? Get all their equipment staged where it needs to be, double check all the formwork, make sure stuff's good. It's definitely easier to fix things when you're not rushed to do it versus, morning of with a concrete truck out here idling, rushing to get things, the way that they should have been, before it was crunch time. So that was good that they showed up early. Now we did make a couple changes to my original plan, nothing drastic, but in this back corner, far back corner of the shop, we're going to be pouring slightly higher than what I originally was going to do. I was going to have it sloping slightly to that corner. He said, no reason to do that. We'll just put a little extra concrete back there and it'll avoid having water, gather in that corner. Now in the front, we made a little bit of change as well, and that is we're going to be pouring a 1/2 inch lower than what I originally intended, and it's for the same reason, right? To keep water from gathering up against the wall. He said, you don't want that. So slight changes, but, for the better. Also changed, like I mentioned, the way that this was formed up. What they have, just a 2x4, Tapcon on its side, string line snapped along that you probably can't see, that they'll screed to in order to give me a good level pad. Pretty, relatively level, right, from the front or from the back to the front. So I'm excited, and next time you see me, we'll be bright and early in the morning, so don't be late. And we'll get some concrete in here. Let's do it. Morning. So the first truck showed up right on time, and things are about to go from 0 to 100 mile an hour real quick. So this concrete buggy, mud buggy, Georgia buggy, whatever you want to call it, aka powered wheelbarrow, holds about a half yard of concrete, which is pretty impressive. This piece of equipment is pretty nice and was actually perfect, in my opinion, for my job. Saved me money over a pump, less mess. You know, if your crew has one, it's a bonus. So this first, 5 feet of the shop towards the back is where Derek and Daniel really earned their money, in my opinion. In hindsight, that Georgia buggy probably should have went forward another 3 feet or so to keep these guys from having to rake that concrete back so far. But they powered through it. It was no big deal. But from the outside looking in, that would have been the thing to do. But once you dump a load, you don't drive this buggy through the concrete, right, to get it back a little farther. You just power through and level it out, and that's exactly what they did. So these guys were really good about pulling the rebar back up and setting it on the chairs. Obviously, to drive that buggy over it, we had to take it down initially, but as they progressed towards the front of the shop, they would stop, pull it back up on the chairs, and they were, they did their best not to step on the rebar and crush the chairs. It has to be suspended in the concrete in order to do its job, and they were really good about making sure it was up where it needed to be. So the first step in finishing this concrete is to run a bull float over it. Now that takes some of the wave out of the top of the concrete. It pushes all the large rocks or the sharp edges that are sticking proud of the surface down below the surface. Fills in all the little small holes. Just allows you to, pull the liquid more to the top. Gives you something to finish, right? So it's the first step in finishing concrete is float it out and bring that cream to the top. So because our concrete place is pretty close, my contractor waited till we finished dumping this first 10 yards, that's all that a truck holds, and then he went ahead and ordered the makeup, what it'll take to finish out the rest of this floor, which happened to be less than what we originally thought, so it saved some money, and we didn't waste any concrete.
That's good, Lon.
So now that the floor has been poured, screeded, bull floated, and it's almost ready to be finished, it still has to develop a heavy skin as to where they can get out on it. It has to stiffen up a bit, and this video would be an hour plus long. So we're going to split this one into two. Man, this thing turns out beautiful, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So hang in there, part 2 coming real soon. Massive thanks to my viewers, patrons, and subscribers, anybody who's supported me on this project. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.
The birds fly south as the light leaves your eyes. Hold on to your dreams. Since the day you're born, you're just a flower on your own, waiting for the sun.